Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for NASDAQ and SPX price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. This is a daily analysis for the US stock indexes, but I just want to raise a warning here. Be careful guys. Today there is a global technical problem with the platforms, with the trading platforms. So the data provider company has faced some technical issues. And of course, it has affected most of the platforms. So be careful. Some platforms still working, but if you look at the margin, it's gonna be very wide margin. So any entry can, of course, create a very high margin, which it can lead you, of course, to major losses. So be careful, guys. Again, I'm raising a warning here regarding this issue. Watch the margin, of course, if your platform is still working before you enter, of course, any positions. So let's start with NASDAQ here, where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 toward the upside. Wave 3, of course, where we might have a wave 3 finished, and you're looking at a wave 4 here, and a wave 5 still to be unfolding, of course, toward the upside. Currently, we have succeeded here to reach, of course, a potential wave 4 as an expanding flat, and we start to see, of course, a signal of strength again as potential 1, 2, 3 here as an impulse, and looking, of course, for higher, still looking, of course, for this area internally to see what's gonna happen over there. Now, in case that this wave 4 is not finished yet, of course, it can be deeper, and it can reach, of course, the 0.23 still, fib level taken from the wave 2 here to the wave 3, and then, of course, a wave 4 there to be unfolding. So we gotta be careful in case, of course, we drop further down there, and before we start to see a signal of strength over there. In case this is gonna happen, of course, in such a way, maybe 3 ways or 5 ways down, again a deeper correction, we're gonna estimate, of course, the strengths here. In case we're gonna get a signal or rebound or something like this, then of course we might get a wave 5 later on after it. In case that the price dive even deeper and impulsively, well, this is definitely our wave 2 there, meaning that our wave 5 and wave 3 has to change here. Okay, that means, of course, we have finished or topped over there for a wave 1 here, and we might be looking here also at a finished wave 4. This wave 4, of course, that it has finished over there somewhere here as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and we drop down, okay, for a wave 2. So, of course, yes, the label can change so much depending, of course, on the price action, what happens next. Of course, this is very normal in Elliott Wave, that the things are not always fixed. Sometimes we face extensions, and this is exactly what I'm estimating. Are we gonna get extensions, or we are simply in a deep correction? And currently, because we saw, of course, a rebound, well, the extension probability is getting higher, right? So an extension for a wave 5, meaning wave 1 to be finished over there, is very, very likely, meaning, of course, the wave 2 is still very far from unfolding right now, yeah? So if we dive deeper, of course, for the current price action, I'm still looking for the 1.618 since yesterday, of course, 25K. 380 is still very likely there. And it might be, of course, at the same time ABC, so we gotta be careful with it. Of course, it can be A, B, and a C, 3 ways, and we drop down again, especially that you have 5 ways down here, that it can be reading as 1, 2, so we gotta be careful with this scenario. So targets still to be watched here, of course, on the lower time frame, 1.618, where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. The wave 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. I'm expecting a wave 5 to be short anyway, taking the high at least, because of course the wave 1 is extended, wave 3 is shorter, and wave 5 should be shorter than wave 3, by the way. So don't expect so much, of course, higher prices here. Probably we might drop down, and especially in case it finishes here a wave C, A, B, and a C, we gotta be careful from this scenario. If we move for the SPX, I would say the SPX also is almost the same. While the difference with the SPX, of course, is the all-time history is a little bit different here, where we are looking at a continuation for an impulse in double 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, 4, and a 5. Meaning currently you're still, of course, in a wave 3 here, in the blue count, which is of course a part of a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So if this wave 5 is going to finish, our target basically should be of course around the 7,400, 7,810. Therefore, I'm not really expecting a 1, 2 so much here for SPX. Somehow I see of course a potential higher prices in a wave 5. And in this case scenario, if we dive deeper a little bit here, you can see the wave 5 is unfolding as well as a 1, 2, 3, probably wave 4 and a wave 5 plus. It is very evident here that in SPX is a little bit slightly different from NASDAQ, where you did not took the low over there. So this did not reach the low. There is a gap, of course, there, turning this pattern as a running flat. And a running flat meaning of course it's a reversal for the market here, and obviously the reversal was given very clearly in the SPX as well, where we see of course an impulse toward the upside probably unfolding here on the 1-hour chart. And basically this impulse is now represented by a 1, 2, right? So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave 1. Wave 2, another 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 extended, which it can be another here, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for an extended wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Again, it's the same as NASDAQ here. I'm expecting a short wave 5, shorter than the wave 3, because of course it is an extended wave 1 impulse there. But it's gonna finish wave 3, then 4, and a 5 in case we still impulsive. So very, very important to watch what's gonna happen after the 1.618 or after we finish this one more high in a wave 5. If we're gonna get a simple 3 waves and we start to see a signal of strength, again, okay, this is a bullish scenario here unfolding. But if we get something very impulsive and we start to see, of course, something very strong and very aggressive, well, 6,661 is our invalidation anyway. But anyway, if I see impulse here, well, very likely that we might drop. Okay, because this also could be a very clear ABC there. And obviously, it is 1-to-1 fib level if you take, of course, the fib level there. And it is the same for NASDAQ. Yeah, so to be watched 24K 500, of course, as invalidation. And be careful from the ABC, which it looks like a perfect 1-to-1 fib level as well. So we gotta be careful, of course. Another possibility even can be 112, guys, of course, and 345. So, but this comes later. In 112, maybe if we see higher prices here, well, okay, this is a massive wave 3 then. Okay, so like it is like 1, 2, 1, 2, and wave 3, of course, unfolding toward the upside after it. So we have several scenarios still, of course, for bullish. This is what I mean there. It's very, very still bullish. Nothing is yet bearish, but we need, of course, to see the reaction over there and after it. What is the pattern? Corrective, 3 waves, push higher, or impulsive, and we continue lower. Yep, that was it for NASDAQ and SPX. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.